I don't think I like it. Well, good morning YouTube, and welcome back to Retired for Life. We're out at the storage building here, and we've had a couple of changes. Let me bring you up to date. So I've been pulling out all the remains of the old wiring. It really just didn't work all that well anymore. It was going to be in the way. A lot of it went under the floor because this, of course, used to be an observatory. So the roof rolled off, which means I couldn't have any wiring going overhead. Let's look inside. This all dark green floor is about to be repainted a light beige, because I wanted it dark before when it was an observatory. The walls were all very dark, but that has now changed. All right, guys, so we've got our floor painted here with 2 heavy coats of this very light beige. So that should help lighten up the inside of this building, which obviously it does. So the next step here is to put the electrical in place. Now, for a storage shed, it's actually fairly complicated. I'm going to have a sensor light at the south side that shines down on the driveway when people come in, and a sensor light over the double doors here that will shine down on anybody using the doors. And of course that requires switches, and then I'm going to have 2 internal plugs and 1 external plug, and also a phone. Yeah, I do have a phone line coming out here, so I'm going to go ahead and put that phone back in. So we're going to head down to the shop and start scavenging through everything that we took out and put together all the parts that we have to put things back together and see what we're missing. So let's get down to the shop and see what's going on there. Yeah, the last time I was out haying, the contractor showed up, started in the morning, and by about 1 or 2 o'clock, about 1 o'clock, I think, he was finished. They worked right through. 2 of them came out here, did a beautiful job. Lines are nice and straight. I'm really happy with how the roof looks. Yeah, it's great. So the roof is 100% complete. Well, before we go too much farther, I want to do a quick shout out to a YouTube channel that I came across while doing a little bit of research on post and beam construction. They're called Gelin Outdoors. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But I came across them while I was looking for different methods of doing post and beam construction. Now, this gentleman is putting up a really cool looking shed, post and beam construction, and I really like the looks of how he's doing it. I think it looks like it's going to be a terrific building. I will put a link up here to that video so you can have a look at it, and I'll also put a link to his channel in my description. So as you guys know, my plan is to replace that old, very tired looking, falling down chicken coop that's up beside my sawmill for a lumber storage building. Now, my current lumber storage is in that tent that is getting very full, so I need more room. So the plan is to put up a 12 by 24 post and beam building that I can stack my lumber in, and that will be my second drying house. So I hope you like his video. Have a look at it and check out his channel. All right, let's get back to work. So I salvaged quite a lot out of the building. Didn't want to throw things away. So we'll be able to use a fair bit of it, and we'll put a check mark by each one that we find. Well, it looks like I'm missing a few parts that I was hoping I had. I don't know what happened to them, but we'll keep sorting things out and see what we can come up with here. Okay guys, so we're just starting to sort out here what's going to go where for my electrical. And now I'm just figuring out how to make best use of my leftover wire. I don't want to just go out and buy a whole bunch of new wire when I've got all the wire that came out of here too. We'll start drilling some holes and running some wire. So floor is painted and I finished putting the power in yesterday. So we've got working lights. So my doors are going to be made out of 8x1 planks. Just happen to have a few of those around, and that matches everything else that's on the building. So I'm going to need 9 planks in total, plus I've got to cut the trim for around the door because the trim is what the hinges are actually going to attach to. Now, all right guys, so there is our first door pieced together. Nothing's fastened yet. So my door height is 81 inches and width is 44. Now 44 is pretty close to the halfway point in that door opening. But what I want to do is take this door up and mount it and get it secured in place and then measure for the second door. All right, so there is our cross piece. I think while I've got this door sitting here like this, I'm going to go ahead and stain it. Okay, so there's the completed first door, but I don't think I like it. My 2 crossover pieces I think are too close in, which is going to have my hinges too close together. So, and I think those boards are too wide, as the door trim is going to be 6 inches wide. So I'm going to take these boards off, move them farther out, and also cut them down to 6 inches rather than 8 inches. Okay, yeah, I like that much more. Okay, guys, we got our first door sitting in place here. Now, I've put a 2x4 along the bottom for the door to sit on until I get the hinges on, kind of thing. Now, it is a heavy door, so I did get some very big heavy-duty hinges for it. And I'm going to put 3.5-inch lag bolts through here and then 2-inch lag bolts through the long part. Now, there's number one. Okay. Let's see how badly I screwed this up. Well, it hasn't fallen on the ground yet. Whoa. Yes, that's pretty sweet. So it's a bit late in the day today. We did manage to get some haying done today. So we've been kind of struggling in between rainstorms and that type of thing. But Art got out and got some cutting done yesterday, and he was cutting a bit today. So I've been most of the day raking. But I want to continue on this. I want to get this door finished. Get it all fitted and everything in place properly so I can move on to the other door. So when you close this door, it comes up a little bit. There, you can hear that. Now I want to trim that back because I don't want to be forcing anything from that door. All right, that should have that. So the door is now closing much tighter. That's good. That's what we're looking for. Now, of course, it's a wooden door, so boards are not perfect, but this is good. I'm pleased with that. So at this point, I'm going to work on the 1x4 that goes on here. So let's get that measured up and get it in place. All right, so there's my stopping board right there. Let's start getting it into place. Okay. All right, that looks good. So you can see how the one door will come over and butt against this one, just to help hold everything closed. So now I've got some pins down in the shop. I got to get that pins this door into place when it's over. So let's go get those and figure that out. All right, guys, so there's my latching pins. They're stainless steel and work very nicely. Yeah, so that door is closed good and solid now. So when the other door comes up against it, that's going to hold them both. Okay. So the only thing left on this door now is that piece I want to put along the bottom. So let's get that measured up and figure out just how we're going to do that. Okay guys, so here is our last piece for this door. So this goes right along the bottom, and what I've done is I've cut a 10-degree angle about 3/4 of the way across here. Now that, I'll take this board, put it down on the floor, fasten it to the door,
and that will help give the door a little bit of a lift if it sags a bit, and it will also take a lot of the load off the hinges when the door is sitting closed. So we'll see how that works. We'll get this in place, and then that will basically have this door done. That's really going to help keep the weather out too. Okay, so this door is now basically done. We've got our stop board in here. I've put in a board across the bottom of the door. And we've got our latches in. And we've got the bottom board in. Now that's the board that's got a slight 10-degree angle on it, kind of thing. That will help guide this door up onto the floor, as I still have this 2x4 in along the bottom. And I want to leave that in place until I have the second door in. That looks pretty good. We're going to call that a win. And then I think it's break time. Yeah. Gonna get something cool to drink and then probably have dinner, and then tomorrow I think we're back to haying. Well guys, there's door number 2. It's only slightly wider. The first door was 44 inches. This one's 44 1/8. So that works out just fine. So we'll get this one stained and in place. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. So if you've been finding these videos interesting or at least a little bit entertaining, I'd really appreciate the like, and I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you out on the trails the next time.